I can't believe I'm on the phone with you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You are on the
Hello.
phone with me. Welcome to the program.
Oh my goodness. Hi. I'm a little terrified to be on the air with you. I don't know why. I'm normally not that way. But I do
It's
have a
because
dating
Donna, I'm just so mean and scary and vicious and attack every caller with venom. I can understand why you
I
feel that
know.
way. Actually, I can't say that. That sounds empathic. I can't be empathic. I'm vicious. How's that? You feel better now?
A little
Tell me
bit. Yeah, a
tell me
little
how I
bit.
can help you. Tell me whatever you're scared of, and
Okay.
I'll tell you something worse about me.
Uh,
We'll be even.
all right. Well,
All right.
I've really I'm at a point now where I guess I've been getting to know somebody for a long time, and we've been
Could you
friendly. I
be a
haven't
little
seen him.
more, Donna? Can you be a little more vague than that? I've been getting to know somebody, I
I know,
guess, for a
I know,
long
I
time.
know.
Is
Okay,
this a dating? Is
basically,
this a dating thing? Are you dating a guy? Is that what you're doing?
uh, I'll tell you what happened, and then you can ask me the
All right, but
information you
I
need
can't have a
to
long
answer. Okay,
history
but
now. You got to
I know, I
shorten it
know,
up.
I know. Okay, so basically, I kissed him. We kissed, and I'm completely surprised at how strong I feel. And I'm nervous. I'm completely nervous. Like, I don't know, how do you cool your jets? Sort of. I mean, I'm like,
Well, it
I don't know.
depends.
I'm praying. I'm
It
literally
depends.
praying. I'm literally
If an
praying for
airplane's
cold
taking
water.
off and it's going somewhere good,
Oh,
if I get on an airplane in LA and
yeah.
I'm flying New York, I don't want to cool those jets because I know my destination. I know where I'm headed. I know where I want to get there. I know I want to be on the right plane. You might not want to cool your jets here, but
I know.
but
I know.
but but if you missed a turn and you ended up in a junkyard airport and you just,
Mm.
saw a plane out there that winked at you and had a shiny new paint job, but hadn't done much with the interior of the airplane or the engines for a while, and you go up and sit in that one and you get all butterfly and say, "Let's go." Now that might be a place you want to cool your jets.
Right. Right. No,
So
it's
which is
yeah,
it?
I don't feel like I'm in a junkyard. I'm definitely not in a junkyard airport.
All right. So how long you been dating this guy?
Um, I have known him about 2.5 years, and I've gone out casually as friends maybe 5 times each year. And then since November, I've seen him a lot more. And now we're finally seeing each other almost every week at this point.
But and you're seeing each other in a different way. It sounds like y'all are both known. We've been pals and acquaintances, but now we're in a different deal. Both of you know that or not.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we
We're
are
not, yeah,
dating. We are
yeah.
official. We've had the DTR, define the relationship talk. We know what we're doing here. Is that right? It's not a mystery to anybody.
Well, I don't know. No, I don't think we've defined the relationship. I mean, we've talked very clearly and
How can you
candidly
be seeing each other all the
about
time
what we would
since
want.
November? That's seven. What? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
No,
six
no, no,
months.
no. Since November. No, no. Since November. I saw him in November. Wait. It's probably only been in the last month and a half, 2 months that we've been seeing each other more often, which led
All right.
to the kiss, and then led
Which
to
led to
now
the
we're not
kiss. All right.
like we used to be.
All
Yeah.
right. You all right. So what is the question? Did said kiss go well? It sounds like it did.
Yeah.
All right. So
Too
what's the
well.
question?
Yeah.
It can't go too well. What's the question?
I guess how do you I guess I've always had I've always been sort of a all or nothing person in my
Well,
past relationships, and I've
that's
only
not
had
good.
no, I'm just worried maybe I'm well, and I've been alone for 8 years. I was married for 20. I'm almost 55.
You mean you've been
So
single for 8 years,
I've
not
been alone.
alone.
I've been single. Well,
Single.
no,
There's a
but
difference.
single, like not romantic. I haven't been romantic with anybody at all
That's great, but
for
that's
8
not
years.
alone. If
So,
you are alone, I don't want you being romantic with
right.
anybody. You need a good support system. Okay,
No,
so
I don't
give me,
feel alone. No.
Donna, I need a question. We got friends for 2 years and hanging out more since November and a lot in the last couple of months, and now you're making out with this guy. So what's the question?
I guess maybe I'm just sort of doubting myself in terms of speed and how I don't know how to go slow. I don't. And
What do you mean?
now that
This thing
now that the
sounds like
genie's
a
out of the
turtle's
bottle, I've
pace
never
already.
gone slow.
It's 2.5 years. So what do you mean you don't know how to
I
go slow?
know.
I need the question.
You're
Give me a
right. Maybe
question.
I do.
Give me a question.
That's what I told him on the phone. I don't know if I actually have any more specific questions. I'm just a little surprised at the intensity
Oh,
after such a long
okay.
time.
Well, let me ask you.
And I'm a little overwhelmed with it. I don't want to act like a child. I feel kind of like a child, but I don't want to act like one at this point. I know
what do you mean you feel like a child?
intensity of a relationship.
Children usually don't make out with people and plan dating relationship.
No,
What do you mean you
what
feel
I
like a
mean.
child?
Like
You mean feel like a teenager?
maybe vulnerable. Oh, maybe more
Vulnerable.
vulnerable.
Okay.
I just
All
feel
right.
vulnerable. Yeah.
Okay. So let me give you. I'm gonna and I gotta hurry because we got a bunch of callers, but I'm gonna ask you some quick questions.
Yeah.
Shotgun, rapid fire questions. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Number one. When you are together, does he listen to you and you feel understood and connected with him?
Absolutely.
Number two, do you feel like he has motives that include being for your well-being and look out for you and cares about what's good for you?
Yes.
Not just himself.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Not just
Number
himself.
three, does this man possess competencies in life to do life well, standing on his own, having some direction, developing a community, taking care of himself, good self-leadership, responsibility, relational capacities, ability to do things like resolve conflict and communicate and show care and compassion? How about all that? So you have all that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Number four, what about his character? Do you feel like he's honest? Is he compassionate? Is he patient? Is he impulsive? Is he controlling? How's his character?
He's very compassionate, slow and steady, kind,
Responsible?
and very responsible. Yeah.
Is he honest?
I haven't had any reason to think otherwise.
Does he tell you what he doesn't like?
Yeah.
Does he say no to you?
I mean, yeah. I don't know if he said no to me, but I haven't. Okay. I don't know.
Would he tell you if you're doing something he doesn't like? Would he tell you that?
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a question mark. You definitely want to hear it. And then lastly, has his track record been with you? Has he treated you increasingly as time goes on, increasing with time? Has he treated you consistently? And there's nothing in the track record of how he's treating you that would make you pause?
No. No.
Okay. All right. So I just gave you a pretty good paradigm of a lot of categories, and I want you to write them down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And categories, and you just watch for those categories. Now, if that's the case, and you really like this guy, then it ought to be time for, let's have the DTR relationship talk. Define the relationship talk. Okay. And sit down and say, you know what, we've been spending a lot of time together. And last week we took another step, this whole smooching thing you got going now. And and you know what, Joey? I'm kind of liking it. I've enjoyed our time together. And you're a pretty good kisser. I like that too. So I thought, I just want to know if we're on the same page. What are you thinking about where we are? What do you think about our relationship? What are you thinking about? What kind of phase? It feels like a different phase. Tell me what's going on here.
Yeah.
So that's the time. It's time to have
like
that
talk.
Question. So that would be the next thing. And the other thing is I would put your team together, right? Well, who was it? Pat Benatar. Love is a battlefield. Remember that? Well, if you're gonna go to war, you got to have an army with you, right? So I want you to get your platoon together. And so when you go out on dates, you come back and more sane eyeballs, because you got all sorts of drugs going through your head right now because you're kind of got a crush on this guy. So you need some sane people around you that can see straight, and they'll give you feedback. And having said all that, sounds like you're ready to define where it's going to go from here, and then you find out. Don't do anything too quickly. Watch for that track record. Each step, each investment further in the relationship, you will see appropriate showing up by him and appropriate responding and treating you like the princess that you are, the child of God. When somebody wants to date somebody, they got to come over and meet the old man, right? Well, you're dating an adult. Yeah. Every man, when they're dating a woman, they better be thinking about her daddy, because you're talking about God's daughter here, and so you want to be treated like that. All right, I got to go to some other callers, but it sounds like fun.
All right. Okay.
Stay tuned.
Thank you, Dr. Cloud.
We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you.
All right.
All right. Thanks for your call.
Thank you.
She's got so much in that call about so many things about dating. I like it. We started off the show today talking about time, and the sequence of time and using the sequence of time. Well, she's had some time with this guy, enough to kind of watch him and observe him, and then she started sound like kind of dating him a little different than just hanging out as friends. And then they started kind of getting well, you're using the time to watch and see what this is crucial for you singles. A lot of times, if you're knowing somebody in whatever capacity, use the time for what it's intended for in dating. And that is to do your due diligence on this person. You're watching, you're experiencing. But a lot of people get so blinded with their own need states that all they're thinking about is, does he like me? Does she like me? Is it, am I this enough? And they get so thinking about, are they qualifying enough for the guy or the woman that they want, that they forget you're a shopper here. Okay. Are they qualifying for what you want? And you use the time before you get too far into it and too invested and throw your heart and soul and body and life in. Some people do that way too quickly. You buy a house, you might like the house and you walk through it and but then you put it under contract, right? Or throw it into escrow. And then you have a time period. What do? They call the termite inspector, come over and inspect that thing, but past what you can see. Look in the walls and see if there's bugs in there and rats. And is there a crack in the foundation? Because anything have a new coat of paint. So that's what dating in part should do, is if you're going the next step and you want to put this under contract, and I don't mean engagement, even just the contract of, we're going to go out more, we're going to decide just to date each other, you better call Terminex or some other bug inspector in there and see if the roof leaks and see if the foundation's cracked. Or but in a good relationship, what you discover is the further you go, the more doorways you look behind, you found hidden treasures. See, that's a good relationship. You don't find yellow flags and bugs and termites and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, it's scary when I look under the hood. No, don't want that. But that's what time will tell you in a dating relationship.